Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane back again for another stock pick of the day video. It is Tuesday, September 17th. We are going to take a look at one out of the industrial sector. This is actually a consulting company, Booz Allen Hamilton. Before we get too far in the video, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button down below if you find any value in the content. If you are a dividend growth investor, that's what we focus here on this channel. Join us on our journey to financial freedom. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the Vested Interest community. Click that subscribe button. Don't be one of those people lurking back there in the shadows. Click the notification bell so you're notified whenever we put out any new content. I do these stock pick of the day videos series Monday through Thursdays, and whenever the market's open, we take a look at a stock that's pulled back on the day and see if it is presenting any value. Really appreciate everyone who's taking the time to do that, and a special thank you to the subscribers out there. One more thing, if you could watch this video in its entirety, one of the other major plugs for the YouTube algorithm is watch time. So really appreciate everyone who's taking the time to, again, click that thumbs up button. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Click that notification bell down below. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think of Booz Allen Hamilton. Is it one in your portfolio? Is it one you're watching? Have you even heard of the company? This is actually the first time I've taken a look at it. So let's do that. And we are going to do that by looking at the vested interest stock screener. We're going to see if this one meets 5 of 8 of the criteria that we've listed out here. If this was a financial company like a bank or an insurance company, we would add in price to book, but it is out of the industrial sector and not a financial company, so we will not look at that. You can use price to book for any company, just don't blindly use the one. For banks and financial institutions like insurance companies, 1 is a pretty good metric for fair value. Anything under 1, undervalued, anything over 1, overvalued. But for other companies, you really want to compare their price to book to companies in a similar in the same sector and doing similar work, right? So Coca-Cola, for example, you'd want to compare to Pepsi, right? John Deere, you might compare to Caterpillar, something like that, right? So that gives you an idea. Microsoft, you might compare to like a Google or Meta, right? Something like that, okay? So you can use this screener. Don't blindly copy it. Maybe tweak it to your liking, but it is just a screener. Just because it meets 5 of 8 does not mean I am investing in the company. It means it goes into my watch list, and then I do more of a deep dive into the financials, do a discounted cash flow analysis to see what I'm willing to pay, and then and only then will I add it to my portfolio. Now let's get back to Booz Allen Hamilton. Check them out at www.boozallen. That's www.boozallen.com. That is their homepage where I pulled this information from. Leading change for 110 years and counting. When Edwin Booz founded Booz Allen Hamilton in 1914, right? They're over 100 years old, 110 years old now. He pioneered the new field of management consulting. And again, that's what this company is. They are a consulting firm blending innovative thinking with a human touch. Ed Booz had a strategic focus, a strong character, and a passion for helping clients transform. As the company's reputation grew, government and business leaders turned to Booz Allen to help solve some of the country's greatest challenges, from World War II to Apollo 11, the digital revolution. We're trusted partners in our clients' success. Explore some of the moments that shaped us into the trusted tech leader we are today. So you could go to their homepage and run through their history if you were, or if you wanted to. That's where I pulled this from. And some of the things they do consulting on, you know, pretty much whatever you want them to in any business you can imagine, as it said, government as well as private entities. Artificial intelligence, we're changing the future of AI, where humans build it, humans power it, and humans will thrive from it as technical experts, catalysts of progress, and architects of proven impact. We are trusted AI leader to the nation. So obviously they're going into business and seeing how business can utilize AI, cybersecurity, digital solutions, engineering, and overall they are a consulting firm that I'm sure if you called them and had a business that had an issue, they would help you in some form or fashion as long as they could charge you. But that's what they do. That's what they are about. Now, this information will be brought to you by Yahoo Finance. I am not affiliated, just one of the sources I go to for information. And we are looking at Booz Allen Hamilton Holding Corporation today. They were down 2.03% on the day. Ticker BAH, out of the industrial sector, closed out the day at $155.24. 52-week range as low as $106.90, as high as $164.43. So they are leaning closer to their 52-week high than their 52-week low, and definitely not within 15% of a 52-week low. Market cap of $20.055 billion, a beta of 0.59, 9, so they are less volatile than the overall market. The market volatility being 1, anything under that being less volatile, anything over that being over or more volatile, and that's what beta means, the volatility of the market. PE is price to earnings. It's sitting at $33.46 per share. That's high. I'd like this, really 18 or lower, 15 or lower for a company like this, in my opinion. I'd have to compare them to some other ones. KPMG might be another one that you could compare this to. Well, is KPMG traded? I'm not sure if KPMG is traded. EPS, earnings per share, is sitting at $4.64. But price earnings is really high at $33.46. Like I said, 15 or below would really be more ideal for a company like this. Earnings date, October 25th. So tune back in if you are interested in their earnings report. Forward dividend is $2.04. I believe they're a quarterly payer. We'll see that here in a little bit towards the end of the video. Yield is at 1.29%, so a low starting dividend yield on this one. Ex-dividend date, August 14th. We're past that. They paid out on the 30th. So if you were to buy them now, you would be in line for their next dividend payout, though you will need to wait a while. And a one-year target estimate of $166.27 per share. So Yahoo Finance sees a little bit of upside from where they currently sit and setting a new 52-week low here. Let's jump over to the right. We're going to take a look at dividend yield theory to see if this one is potentially presenting any value. To do that, we look at their 5-year dividend yield average of 1.55%. We compare it to its current 1.29%, or over here where it says forward annual dividend yield, same number, 1.29%. And since it is lower than their 5-year average, that speaks to overvaluation on this one. Payout ratio is low. I like under 75%, so they're sitting at 42.24%. Very nice, under 50%. Anything under 50% is very, very safe. You're not worried about them cutting the dividend on this one. Jumping down to free cash flow, I like to look at free cash flow because typically if a company has free cash flow, they are going to grow their dividends along with it. That also keeps them in shape to be able to pay down debt, make acquisitions, buy back shares, and continue to raise that dividend over time. So we want to see growing free cash flow over time. 2022, you can see here, $656 million in free cash flow. 2023, $526 million. So a slight downtick there. 2024, even further down, $192 million. Looks like they're back on the upswing, trailing 12 months at $293 million. So last couple of years, they've kind of been on a downslide. Repurchase of shares, they are repurchasing shares, $418 million in 2022, down. So not only was their free cash flow down in 2023, they decreased that repurchase of shares as well, which they should. $223 million there. 2024, back up in the repurchase of shares, $404 million. But that was a big drop in free cash flow overall. They probably should have done the same thing they did there. But I guess if you're going to do something with free cash flow, paying a dividend, buying back shares is a good way to go. And trailing 12 months looks like they're continuing that trend of repurchasing shares, 392. Though keep in mind, part of the trailing 12 months right now do include 2023 numbers still. Now, obviously, we're in September, so nine months of that is 2024 numbers, but the other 3 are going to be 2023. Now, the other source I like to go to for information is stockanalysis.com. I look at more than just these 2, but I can't pull from all of them to keep these videos relatively short. So this is another one that I like. I always recommend more than one source so that you can make sure the information you are getting is accurate and up to date. Now, they have 9 analysts that have taken a look at Booz, Allen, and Hamilton Holding Corporation here, ticker BAH. They have a low estimate of $130. That would be a 16.19% decrease from where it currently sits. Average estimate of $159.89. That would be a 3.08% increase from where it currently sits. And if it happened to hit their high of $185, that would be a 19.26% increase. Now, I like to look at statistics here. You'll go down and find financial efficiency. I like to look at return on equity, ROE, and return on invested capital, ROIC. And I like 10% or better for both of these metrics. Return on equity, smoking high, 58.02%. That is very good. Return on invested capital, 14.53%. Again, very good. Unfortunately, they did not list earnings per share growth. If anyone knows or has an idea or another source that might list that, go ahead and throw it in the comment section down below. I'd really love to know if they have a forecasted earnings per share growth, and this just hasn't been updated. Revenue growth forecast at 5 years is not listed either. Let's wrap the dividend history up here. Jumping over to dividend history, quarterly payer, as we said earlier, payout ratio very low, 43.97%. Nice dividend growth, high single digits, 8.7%, so not quite 10%, but pretty close. 9 years of dividend growth. Buyback yield is positive at 1.46, so they're doing it at an opportune time whenever shares are cheap. And shareholder yield at 2.75% is in the positive. We want to see that. Now let's look at the dividend history. They do pay out on the March, June, August, December timeframe like most companies do. Paying 43 cents going back to February 2022. They jumped that up in February 2023 to 47 cents. In February 2024, they jumped it up to 51 cents there, and that's where it stood. And I would anticipate their next raise is going to be February of 2025 if they continue to maintain that dividend growth. So let's check out the screen or understand the business. That's where we started. They get a check there. Almost all of them do. I mean, unless the business is just so complicated, I can't figure it out. They're almost all going to get a check. So I always start at their homepage to figure out what the business is, what are they doing, what are they selling, how do they make their money. Read some of their marketing stuff, look at some of the products that they're selling, look at some of the customers and industries that they are in, right? That's where you want to start. Growing free cash flow over the last 4 years. No, it was actually had a few years down. Looks like it's turned the corner in 2024 or headed back up in 2024. But last couple of years it actually was decreasing from 2021 or 2021 numbers, 2022 numbers. Growing dividend, yes, it has a growing dividend. Nice high single digits, 8.3 or 7%. Their dividend payout ratio of 75%. Yes, very low, 43%. Good payout ratio. Check valuation based on dividend yield theory. Dividend yield theory actually said it was potentially overvalued, so no check there. It is not within 50% of a 52-week low. It is not in my portfolio, so it can't be below my cost basis. Return on invested capital, return on equity is both of them were well over 10%. Return on equity, again, smoking high, over 50%. Check there. Wish they'd have showed their earnings per share growth, but I like 5% or better. They didn't have anything, so no check there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So really, it's about valuations on this one. You want this to pull back further. If you're interested in this company, I would wait for it to pull back further. Whenever dividend yield theory says it's potentially undervalued, probably puts it pretty close to within 15% of a 52-week low. I'd also like to see their free cash flow growth continue beyond 2024 here. Well, that is really it. Booz Allen Hamilton. Let me know what you think of that one. Didn't quite make it, won't quite make it on our watch list. Like I said, maybe it makes it onto yours. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit that thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Join us on this journey to financial freedom. Join the vested interest community. I do personally read and respond to the comments. I am always interested to read your questions, opinions, or suggestions for future topics. So if you have a stock like Booz Allen Hamilton you'd like me to cover in the Stock Pick of the Day series, go ahead and drop it down in the comment section below and I'll work it into the rotation. And again, don't forget to click that notification bell so you're notified when we put out any new content. Click that subscribe button. Join us on this journey to financial freedom and make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Really do appreciate you all out there, and special thank you to the subscribers. You guys are awesome. The channel continues to grow because of people like you. And this is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I am only sharing my opinion and investing journey for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risk. You can lose money. You should never invest any of your money. You're not confusing. Always do your own research. Invest based on your situation, circumstances, and select criteria, or seek the advice and counsel of a certified financial advisor.